I have a love-hate relationship with sports right now.
Why is that?
Try not to be biased. Astros suck. Anytime that I get home from work or the gym or something like that, whenever a game is on, I just turn on my TV and they're already down by 3 to 5 runs. I'll just keep up to date, like refreshing my feeds and looking at Gamecast on my phone. Spend time with my family instead. You hear that? Yeah, we have it. It's being recorded. It's archived. I'd rather spend time with my
We
family
say bring the
than watch
energy.
sports.
Let's go.
Let's go.
He's just saying how miserable he is right now, watching the Astros lose game after game after game.
Oh man, they suck.
You pay $95 million for a closer, and he can't close.
Welcome to the Circus Catch. I'm always up for the challenge.
Are you kidding me? Guess who called that one?
I am dubbed the Houston player hater. I don't have time to believe.
You got butthurt.
What is he thinking?
Is he the greatest of all time?
It is like magic.
One of the greatest weekends in golf has wrapped up. Scottie Scheffler is your champion, ladies and gentlemen. Second win in the last 3 years, and we're here to talk all about it. Welcome to the Circus Catch. I'm your host, Jordan Wright. Today, I've got Jackson and I've got Austin in studio in their own houses. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
What's happening?
What's going on, guys? Good to see you both. We had a fantasy challenge when it came to the Masters weekend, and I want to congratulate our very own Jackson Cochran on winning the challenge. Jackson,
How are you feeling this afternoon?
Golf clap.
I am the golf guru of the Circus Catch.
Clearly.
Not Austin Parr. It is Jackson Cochran. Jackson knows golf. He does.
Golf.
see, my whole thing is I would have thought Austin would have been the favorite. Jesse probably would have been the dark horse since he's one of the ones who did a lot of research on it. I'm super stoked for that. Jackson, I'm sorry, man. I didn't have you in the top echelon, and I definitely should have.
I am offended, but here's the funny thing. I read the rules of the game, and did you know that if you had a player that missed the cut, you were able to swap them out?
I didn't know that until Saturday afternoon, and it already didn't matter.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's why I destroyed all of you.
Yeah, I know.
All of you.
I know. I saw what you did because in my other fantasy group, Walker let my mom know that she could do that, and she didn't know that as well, or else she would have got last place, and she ended up getting third.
Yeah, I took Jordan Spieth strictly based on the name, obviously, and ended up getting fourth. So maybe that's not the best strategy to use going forward. Let's talk about the actual weekend itself, though. Austin, the weekend we saw Scottie Scheffler win. Let's talk about the whole experience.
For me, I thought it was an awesome weekend. The only person stopping Scottie Scheffler from winning was his own wife, because as we know, she is pregnant, and he did say that no matter what, even if he was on the 17th tee box facing off against Colin Morikawa, John Rahm, didn't matter. If he got that phone call, he was on a plane going back home to Dallas. I mean, you got to commemorate the guy for that. It's his first kid. There was a lot of debates on that all week long, but to see a golf course be so difficult for the first 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and to see these professionals just get absolutely ripped apart is the best part about these tournaments. I love seeing the professionals play bad. Like, that's what you want to see. You want to relate to them as a golfer, as me watching them hit shanks and can't even hit greens from 100 yards away because the wind is so bad and the greens are so firm. And it was such a great tournament. And then to end on Sunday with quite possibly the best weather you could ever ask for, then we got to see a lot of great golf shots, a lot of great birdies, a couple of eagle opportunities. I mean, what can you say about Scottie Scheffler? When it came down to it, ninth hole, he's only up by a shot, about to go into the back nine, hits a shot about 15 feet from the flag. He's played there plenty of times before, hits it right where he's supposed to on that top slope. The ball dribbles down. I thought it was going in. I was yelling. Juju was taking a nap at that point. She freaked out because I was yelling. I thought the ball was going in. He makes birdie there. And then we go into 10 and 11. Colin Morikawa down by 2 shots. The one hole that you don't want to go chase after your leader and try to go catch him is 11. He pulls his shot left into the water. A shot before that, Ludwig Oberg, the amateur, first time in the majors, same thing. Tried to go left and attack that pin. They put it there on purpose, pulls it left into the water, basically tournament over. Then Max Homa on 12 gets a really bad break. The ball hits the downslope, ends up in the bushes. He's got a drop, unplayable, makes double bogey. Pretty much over at that point. Scottie kind of cruised to victory, put a couple of great shots together. I mean, what an awesome moment. What an awesome tournament. And mind you, Shipley, who played with the amateur that played with Tiger Woods, what a great moment for him. I mean, a college student, his caddy's 20 years old. I mean, growing up watching, one of the best golfers on the entire planet and probably mimicking your game after him. And he said in a press conference afterwards that he hit a drive on like the 4th or 5th hole, and Tiger looked at him and said like, "Oh, great drive." And he said he freaked out. He was like shaking. That's an all-time moment right there. Fantastic Masters. Scottie, 3 wins in his last 4 starts. I mean, we're talking Bay Hill, Arnold Palmer, Players Championship. He was a 5-foot putt away at the Valero from sending that to a playoff. Second Masters green jacket, like you said, Jordan, in the last 3 years. Unbelievable Tiger-like run we are about to start witnessing for Scottie Scheffler. And as Jim Nantz said on that final call, on that final putt, his stardom is confirmed.
I saw the spread. You sent me a pic of the spread of what was going on, which y'all had. I saw the pimento cheese. I saw the drinks. I was a little jelly because I would have liked to have some of that. Good food as well.
That was the azalea cocktail.
What is in the azalea cocktail?
I got a little Tito's, the best free plug for them. Best vodka on the planet. Gluten-free, of course. Great stuff there. A little lemonade, just original lemonade. A little bit of grenadine. And then I just did a little add myself, not a part of the recipe, but I put a little strawberry bubbly right on top to give it a little carbonation. It was the most refreshing on the plate. Oh, yeah. I mean, summer, that's going to be a drink for sure. That's on the menu.
I want to ask you guys this because, Jordan, you have children. I have a daughter. Austin, you're not there yet. But with your first child, would you, if you were in Scottie Scheffler's position, would you leave if your wife was going into labor, knowing that that green jacket is almost fitted on you right now?
Yeah, obviously, right? Especially if you already have a green jacket, you definitely go and you see the birth of your first kid. Now, if I don't have that first jacket, the question definitely lingers in my mind a little bit more. And it also depends on which kid it is, because if I've had the first kid, well, I've already been there for one. Do I go for the second one? I mean, you don't tell the kids that was your process. You never tell anyone that was your process.
But
well, now we're going to have this as archive footage to play back to your kids.
Hey, man, I'm the one that edits this. I can easily get rid of this footage. Unless one of you guys is recording in the background.
Cut, move on.
So if you're asking me blatantly yes or no, doesn't matter which jacket, doesn't matter which kid. Me personally, I would leave. I know a lot of athletes don't do that, and that's totally fine. Everybody has their own personal code of ethics when it comes to stuff like that. But me personally, I think seeing a kid being born or being there for the birth of your kid is one of the greatest feelings on the planet. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
If I'm on the back nine and I'm where Scottie's at, in my personal opinion, I don't think I'm going to make it there if she's already like pushing the baby out. So it's a 2-hour flight, even on a private jet to Dallas, right? So if she's going into labor, and I also don't know the answers to all these questions. How long is it going to take? Blah, 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 blah. So it's really tough. I'm not going to lie. My first thought, and I'll be completely honest, is I'm winning the Masters. Like, that's just my first thought. I obviously don't have kids. I'm on that path, obviously. I already had this conversation with Juju because it was such a hot topic going into Sunday, and she about ripped my head off. Like, she was just like, you know what? Are you kidding me? You need to be there holding my hand, and you have to be there. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. That's what I meant. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, if there was an opportunity for me to leave and I'll make it there, I totally get it, especially because he has a green jacket already. But if that was to win my first green jacket, I mean, we're talking about legendary status, playing the Masters for the rest of your life, taking your career to the next level so that you can provide for that family that you are creating. You can miss every single cut for the rest of your family's life, but you're guaranteed to play the Masters every single year because you won the first one. Once you win that green jacket, it is forever.
Experiencing this firsthand recently, it's still been less than a year since we've had little baby Charlotte. My wife went into like early labor. I think it was Sunday around 9 p.m. and she was starting to experience some contractions, maybe at around 1 or 2 in the morning. We drove to the hospital. She wasn't dilated far enough. We got sent home. And then, wow. Exactly. And then we went back to the hospital, I think around 10 or 11 the next morning. And Charlotte wasn't born until 8 p.m. that night.
Oh, that's a long time.
So I know that everybody's body types are different and whatnot. I think that from your opinion, Austin, about depending on if you're on the front or the back nine, depending on like how long it takes to get through the course, especially whenever it's your first child. I've heard, especially with the nurses at the hospital, were saying that labor typically takes 18 to 24 hours on average. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm just hearing from firsthand experience from the nurse that actually helped deliver my baby. But I think that if you can put that into account, and if you have a private ready for you, that's just sitting at the airport, ready to go, wheels up, just finish. It just comes down to where you are in the course. If it's early, or if you're probably right at that halfway mark. If I'm right in the back nine, then I'm still sticking it out.
Guys, the regular season has officially come to an end in the NBA. We are now in the thick of the play-in tournament. As we're recording, we are watching the Western Conference games take place. Since we're already in the Lakers-Pelicans game, I'll just say that our predictions are Austin and I went Lakers last episode, so we'll stay Lakers. Jackson, sorry, you're stuck with the Pelicans, who are currently losing. That may come back to bite me in the ass a little bit later, but that's what I will say for that game right there. It's a pretty interesting game. It's gone really far back and forth both ways. But tonight, we have Golden State Sacramento. By the time the episode comes out, that will have already happened. What do you guys see in that game?
Light the beam, baby. Light the beam.
Light that beam. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. I have to say that I was really big on the Warriors being awful last episode, and then they went out and whooped on the Lakers that same night. But they also made like 11 threes in the first half. They could not miss. And Draymond Green was 4 for 4 from 3, and I was like, it was the solar eclipse. Like something messed up. The basketball gods, they kind of got messed up. Warriors got all crazy, beat the Lakers. I'm still on it. Warriors are done. I got the Kings, sending them home.
I will agree with you, Austin. I am lighting the beam. I'm sticking with the Kings in this one. It might come back and kick me in the you-know-what. I just think that the Warriors are too old. Their window, they are a dynasty for what they've achieved in Golden State, but that window is starting to close. There's a draft. It's blowing in. It's getting a little chilly. We're going to go ahead and close it.
I just don't know if the reeling Sacramento Kings, who for most of the season were a playoff team and are now relegated to the 9-10 play-in, are going to be able to keep up with the firepower that the Warriors have. Obviously, the Warriors have been a little bit of a disappointment this year, and they've been kind of all over the place, especially with the Draymond Green drama, Clay having to come off the bench. But in a one-off game, give me the Warriors tonight. Let's talk Eastern Conference, shall we? Miami and Philadelphia.
Might as well not.
Kind of think I know how this one's going. But Austin, go ahead.
Joel Embiid MVP last year. I'm sticking to it. I don't think Miami's got the same firepower that they had last year, especially coming off the bench. Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy, whatever you want to call him. He's not that this year. I don't see it. I don't think they have it this year to be able to just flip that switch and turn it on like they've done in years past. Give me the Sixers.
Jackson,
Well, we
what
know
say
how I
you?
feel about Philadelphia. We know that I do like me some Miami Heat because I do like Jimmy buckets. I do like playoff Jimmy. I'm gonna stick with it. It might not be pretty, but I'm gonna still stick with the Miami Heat taking the 76ers because Philly, I'm sorry, the process, you're still trying to trust the process.
Again, with these one-off games, it really just comes down to injuries for me. And Terry Rozier is out for this game. Joel Embiid is questionable in this game, but I don't think that's the end of the world for them because he was just coming back into form. They need to let him potentially sit in this game to heal up that knee that is already looking like it's getting a little too much action. So my suggestion, like they're going to take suggestions from me, but my suggestion would be to sit him out this game because if they don't win it, they're not completely out of it. If they win it and it's a more serious injury, that could potentially pose a bigger problem. Trust in Tyrese Maxey, trust the process. I think the Sixers are going to get this one done.
Even without Joel Embiid?
I think Joel Embiid wouldn't make a huge difference in a one-off game anyways because he is coming back from injury and because he wouldn't be a full go anyways. If you're getting a 60 or 70% of a Joel Embiid, how much are you really getting? You know, you're getting a good player, but you're not getting a superstar like we're used to seeing.
Anyway, I'm just going to give you my take for the next game because it's not that big of a deal to me. I think
Yeah.
Chicago wins, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll be the contrarian. I'll take Trae Young. I'll go Atlanta. Atlanta.
Ice.
Yeah, not really a game of any kind of importance to me.
Not watching it either.
I might watch it if I have time, but I'll take DeMar DeRozan and
cast.
the home team, the Chicago Bulls. I'll say Atlanta gets their first play-in loss. The NFL draft takes place next week, and since we won't be having an episode next week, we are doing our mock draft now. So here's how this is going to work, guys. We're doing our top 12 picks. We're going to start with Austin as number 1, Jackson number 2, I'll be number 3, and we're going to keep going like that throughout the top 12 picks. So we each get 4. We're going to play GM of these teams. Now, once somebody picks one of these players, we cannot say, yeah, I would think they would be a good pick for this team as well. Ain't going to happen. Once that player's gone, they're gone, just like in the real draft. All right, so that being said, are you guys ready to play mock draft?
Do it.
Let's go.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, Austin, who are the Chicago Bears taking?
Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC. Thank you very much for giving me the easiest pick of the entire draft after giving up Justin Fields for absolutely nothing. The Chicago Bears need a quarterback, and Caleb Williams is their future.
Are the Commanders on the clock? Hold on.
You're good.
Oh, we can't do trades. Can we do trades?
I would say no because we already prepped certain teams.
Sorry, I got to make a pick. Hold on.
You're good.
Okay.
You think the Commanders will trade out of that number 2 pick though?
No, I don't think that they would because it's Caleb Williams is obviously the number 1 unanimous, number 1 overall pick. And for the number 2 pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Washington Commanders are going to select quarterback Jaden Daniels out of LSU. 6'4", 210 pounds, Heisman Trophy winner. They are in dire need of a franchise quarterback. You have not had someone who could be a franchise quarterback in many years. And with the reset after Dan Snyder's out, you have the new ownership, you have a new head coach. It's just time to get a nice rebrand and start young, start fresh. Jaden Daniels, let's go.
That puts the New England Patriots on the clock, and with the number 3 pick in the NFL draft, the New England Patriots are taking Drake May, quarterback, North Carolina. So top 3 picks, I believe it's going to be quarterback, because you have 3 at the top. Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 pick, likely. I think 2 and 3, you can kind of mix and match between Jaden Daniels or Drake May. So I think the Patriots are sitting pretty. They'll take whoever the Washington Commanders don't get. Drake May has a killer arm. He can make some super athletic moves, not quite as athletic as either of those top 2 quarterbacks, but he screams New England Patriot to me. And I think Gerard Mayo is going to be super happy with this guy. I think he's going to be really good going forward. The Mac Jones experiment is officially over. Bailey Zappe's not going to be the quarterback of the future. Patriots need a lot of pieces, but I think the quarterback is going to be the most important piece to get here because you never know when you're going to get this high of a pick again.
Yeah, I think the GM of the Vikings is trying to get in touch with the GM of the Cardinals.
Well, since we are not doing any trades, I do personally believe it's going to be the Vikings or the Broncos actually trading up and possibly getting a quarterback in that slot. A lot of talk about JJ McCarthy. But anyway, we're not doing trades. So, with the 4th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Leatu Latu, edge rusher, 6'5", 259 pounds, out of UCLA, the #1 ranked defender coming out of college. That's what they need the most, in my personal opinion. Arizona needs to get sacks on the quarterback.
Wow. That's a saucy pick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't hate it. I'm just really
I don't
surprised.
hate it either.
Yeah.
I just think they need an edge rusher, and I like him. And I'm a big UCLA fan.
That's true. They do need an edge rusher, but I guess the Chargers are on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And while I am all about offense, the Los Angeles Chargers have a lot of needs, especially whenever you got rid of Mike Williams. You don't have Keenan Allen anymore. Who is Justin Herbert throwing to? Guys, I'm wanting to draft Marvin Harrison Jr. He is going to LA.
There you go.
We know the stats. He's a legacy. His father, Hall of Fame wide receiver. We've seen his tape for Ohio State. It's ridiculous. He is the best wide receiver in this draft. If Jim's going to be going after, he'll probably go after an offensive tackle, but if Marvin Harrison is there, I would easily get Justin Herbert another weapon, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking Marvin Harrison.
The former Michigan head coach, his first pick is going to be a former Ohio State wide receiver. But they have a connection. Jim Harbaugh and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s dad, Marvin Harrison Sr., both played on the Colts for 2 years. So the New York Giants are on the clock. Does anyone have a running back they can borrow? No? Yeah, okay. Running back is the biggest position of need for the Giants. There is no one who is near worth reaching for at this position. The Giants need a lot of stuff. They need a lot of help, but running back is definitely the biggest position. They let Saquon Barkley go because they decided to pay Daniel Jones. So they're in kind of a funky position. I think because Daniel Jones is still there eating up that contract, I don't think it's worth it for them to also take a quarterback in this draft. So what I will say is, because he's still here on the draft board with the 6th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants are going to take Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver out of LSU. This draft is super heavy loaded with receiving talent, wide receivers and tight ends. Getting a guy of his caliber over there to New York, he's going to be there long-term, even if Daniel Jones isn't. So he's going to be a weapon for the next quarterback that comes in.
The Tennessee Titans, what's one of the main reasons why they did not succeed in 2023, gentlemen?
O-line, wide
Thank
receiver
you.
depth.
No, just stop right there. Stop right there. We're just going to start with protect the quarterback. Protect the quarterback. Protect the quarterback. Protect the quarterback. So, with the 7th pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select 6'9", 321-pound offensive tackle out of Notre Dame, Joe Alt. Going to protect the quarterback. It's the first start to shore up that offensive line, something they really, really need to address. You had 2 quarterbacks go down last year. Just can't happen. Cannot happen if you're a GM. Cannot have quarterbacks not being protected. You're going to lose your job if you don't. I feel like it would be a mistake if they didn't pick an offensive lineman at 7.
Son of NFL pro John Alt. Good pick for them.
The Atlanta Falcons are back. You have a new quarterback, Kirk Cousins, off of his Achilles injury. You have
You like that?
I like that. I think he likes a lot of his offensive weapons. Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. But I think that they're going to need to get someone on the defensive side. They need a pass rusher. And that's why I am going to roll tide with Dallas Turner.
Good pick.
Dallas Turner.
Good pick. Great pick.
Now that we are at the number 9 draft, I'm taking the GM role away from you, Austin, from the Chicago Bears, and I'm throwing it on myself. This is the second pick that the Chicago Bears have in the first round. There's a couple different ways this can go, right? Because the Bears aren't one of these super bad teams. The quarterback is hopefully going to help them. They got that number 1 pick because of the Carolina Panthers faltering last year, not because of anything they did. So there's a few different ways this can go, but I think that there is such an attractive name out there that they want to get, who is going to help them as yet another weapon for young Caleb Williams to have. So with the 9th pick, I'm going to have the Chicago Bears take the big man out of Washington, Rome Odunze, wide receiver. Dude was phenomenal, helped Washington go on a killer run all the way to the national title game. Didn't get it done in that game, but I think he's going to be solid there. He's going to help. So it's going to be a trio of Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze, the rookie there, helping him out, along with tight end Cole Kmet.
It's going to be such a fun. I'm not even a Bears fan. That's like such a fun offense to go watch. Like that's freaking awesome.
Bears fans don't even know how to react to this.
Not to mention DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert in the backfield there too.
Oh man, I didn't really know where to go with this one. But with Aaron Rodgers coming back, I think we're going to go on the offensive side of the football, sure up that tight end position. So with the 10th pick, the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia, 6'3", 243 pounds. He's a run blocking tight end, and he can break tackles. Great hands, great wingspan. I like him at the tight end position. Another weapon for maybe Aaron Rodgers' final season coming off the Achilles. They need other things as well, but I think that's a good spot for one of the best, if not the best, tight end to come off the board.
Not bad. Not bad. I would have probably gone up offensive line because you saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah. I guess.
They did make some moves in the offseason. I get it.
You know, tight end is a part of that offensive line.
Right. And he does run block very well.
Dude's a stud. I'm surprised he's the only Georgia Bulldog this high up in the draft because usually they're producing players like crazy. But yeah, he's supposed to be a generational talent. So I think that'd be good for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
I like the pick. I do like the pick. I'm worried about Aaron Rodgers being protected is all. Why do I even care about if Aaron Rodgers is or isn't protected?
Yeah, what?
I don't know. You want your main marquee guys on Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. The league is better with him being healthy. Everybody being healthy, obviously. You know, you want a competitive league. So I need my guy Tank Dell to come back too, you know?
Yeah. He's not your guy. He's my guy. He's my guy.
Fantasy guy.
Go Cougs. All right. Now I am the general manager of the Minnesota Vikings. Well, a lot of people have been speculating that they would trade up in this draft because they need a quarterback. And obviously, there are some interesting people that you could pick in the quarterback position. For me, it's preference. You can go with the Michigan boy, J.J. McCarthy, or you could go to the kid out of Washington, Mr. Michael Penix, that big Penix energy. I think that he just throws one of the best balls out of all the quarterbacks in this draft, and that's why I would pick. You're going to keep the color purple from Huskies to Vikings. Let's go. Michael Penix with the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings are most likely going to have to go after a quarterback. This team is for sure going to get a quarterback because they don't have one on their roster after trading away Russell Wilson. And the team right behind them, the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't know if they have that much trust in Aiden O'Connell, especially with there being two guys that I think could potentially start this year in J.J. McCarthy and Bo Nix, who haven't been picked yet. So Denver's going to try to trade up. Vegas is going to try to trade up. I think Minnesota's going to try to trade up. Whoever is successful in that is yet to be seen. So I don't think that a lot of these quarterbacks are going to be available this later on. But let me get back to the Denver Broncos pick, because of these two guys, I will say that with the number 12 pick, the Denver Broncos are going to select national champion J.J. McCarthy. And it's nothing against Bo Nix. And personally, I don't think that J.J. McCarthy is worth the recent hype that he's been getting. But I do think he's a good quarterback. And I think that in the right system, under the right coach, we'll see how Sean Payton deals with this guy. It seems like he just hates anyone whose name isn't Drew Brees at this point. But we'll see how he develops in that system. Obviously, Jerry Jeudy is a decent sized loss for the offense over there, so it's going to take some time to develop him. But we'll see how Denver plays this situation. I have them taking J.J. McCarthy as well. Guys, thanks for doing another episode of the Circus Catch, our last episode of April. Appreciate you guys coming on.
April showers bring May flowers.
Mr. Jesse, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Feel better, my brother.
Feel better, dude.
Yeah, guys, thanks again for coming on. We're going to go ahead and sign off now from Texas out to Montana, down here to California. See you guys next time. Sayonara.
Yeehaw.
I don't know which hand I usually do it with. I feel like I did the wrong one. Too late now.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.